everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. So the Vivaldi Concerti are some of the most virtuosic and the most fun music that you can tackle on the recorder. Vivaldi wrote literally hundreds of concerti for all kinds of different combinations of instruments. Many feature the recorder. So let's have a look at the important ones. He wrote 3 for the flautino instrument. Now musicologists have eventually settled on this being the sopranino recorder, not the piccolo. There is number 443, C major. Number 444, also in C major. I'm just playing you the kind of recognisable bits, so you know what I'm talking about. 445 in A minor. Now, by the way, what do these numbers mean? They're part of the Vivaldi catalogue. It's just much easier to identify them by numbers because the keys are often changed. That C major is sometimes played in G major on a soprano recorder, for example. So the key might change, but you can always trust the number. We have a couple of solo concerti often played on the alto. Let's see, 441 in C minor, my personal favourite. And 442 in F major. And there are many others with recorders and other instruments. Some have expressive names like La Notte. Tempesta di Mare. That's just scales. And Il Gardellino. Dum, dum, dum. And then you've got loads plus violins or oboes or bassoons or cellos or a mixture. And of course, there's nothing barring you from playing Vivaldi concerti written for another instrument. Lucie Horsch actually recorded a really beautiful concerto for 2 mandolins. And apart from Lucie's CD, you should also check out Vivaldi recordings by Erik Bosgraaf and Sebastien Marq. There are millions more. If you have a favourite, please leave it in the comments. How do you practice them? I am going to take you through it. In a piece like this, there is a lot happening. Actually way more than I can tackle in one short video. So today I'm going to concentrate on what makes a Vivaldi concerto a Vivaldi concerto. Yes, it's things like this. The other more baroque things we can get into in other videos, but today I'm going to concentrate on this. It's enough. For the purposes of clarity, if you want to read along with me, we're using Vivaldi Concerto 441 in C minor, first movement, bars 51 to 59. It's the bit that starts with and ends with. Tip 1. The metronome is your best friend. Not for getting faster, but for keeping yourself slow. Now, when I used to practice these passages, I'd get faster and faster each day, always pushing myself with the metronome, trying to get up to performance tempo. But all that did was make me stressed and make me practice mistakes in my fingers. What I like to do is keep that tempo low. Your fingers can move way faster than you think. The trick is having calm control over them. So by keeping slow, you're keeping that control and it's showing you where you're going to rush. Your Vivaldi solo is very often made up of chords, some of which are easier than others. So I'm taking my chords one by one and practicing them slowly. Can you hear how I'm rushing already? Now the thing I don't want you to do in the beginning is play your solo from beginning to end and play it again and play it again. That's what we want to do, but please be patient. You can't just keep doing it and hoping for the best. If you do that, you're going to gloss over the inaccuracies. I'm going to take you through some ways in which you can actually practice it so that you can actually play it. Part of this is taking each chord separately. So I'm taking one of my patterns in the solo, playing it slow with a metronome, and first I'm going to listen to the lowest note and the top note and the middle note. Why are we doing this? Well, it just develops a bit of an awareness of what your fingers are doing and the shape of the chord. Then you start being able to hear all these different voices within the harmony. The other thing I found to be really helpful at this stage is already practice with the articulation you're going to use. The first time I practiced one of these solos, I practiced it slowly with da 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 da, and then later had to bring in the double tonguing, and that messed everything up again. The next exercise I'm going to give you is one of the most useful ones you will ever learn. It was taught to me by my teacher Annabelle Knight, and it's called silent fingers. Your fingers are going to continue doing all of the notes, but you're only going to blow every first and third one. So instead of, we get. Why do we do this? It makes it extremely obvious when your fingers and your tongue are not coordinated. Of course, you can swap it round. Blow every second and fourth note. This is harder. You can do this per chord, and later you can link up the whole solo. This is really nice for sequences of harmonic progressions. Speaking of these harmonic progressions, a really good way to get your fingers and your brain around them is to extend them on either side. So we have this, and we're going to extend that higher and lower. Ready? And lower. We can also extend and retract in terms of the number of repetitions. Now, this section goes. But instead of repeating each sequence 4 times, we're just going to do it once. Whew. By compressing it in this way, your brain has to work a lot faster. Let's do the opposite. A section with. We're going to extend. This makes sure that you really know those fingerings and builds up stamina, because I'm telling you, with one of these passages, stamina is what you need. Okay, we've practiced each chord thingy until we're blue in the face, you can play it properly. Surely the next step is to put it all together and play your flawless solo. Nope, because we have not yet practiced the most important thing, and that is the connections. So in the most simple way, you could play one motif and add the first note of the next one. Back and forth. Forwards and backwards. I'm going to have to look at my music for this one. And let's take 2 notes on either side of the connection. Playing like this feels a lot less logical, and that's good, because then you're really having to think about what the notes are. And this is also a very important point. I find it really helps to practice from memory. I don't mean that you leave your music in a different building and that you never refer to it, but if I'm practicing a small motif, I'm not looking at the music. I'm assimilating it into my fingers and my memory. If you have to read your solo, then you don't know it well enough. I'm going to be hard on you now, because if you're going for a Vivaldi concerto, you are of the standard and you should be able to play it from memory. Bam, bam, bam! Okay, there's one more very important point that I want to address. The first time I practiced a Vivaldi concerto, this didn't hit me until right at the end, and that's breathing. There is no right or wrong answer. I have identified 3 options for you. The first is to take time. Pros, you don't miss any notes. Cons, it can pull the timing around. You can work this out with your ensemble. If you're capable of snatching that breath very quickly and they keep going, maybe it's not noticeable, but I found that taking time in this way often messed my fingers up. Option 2 is skipping a note. I'm going to do this in slow motion. Notice how my fingers are just continuing. Pros, it doesn't interrupt the flow of the music at all, and if you actually pick a bit of an unimportant note, I don't think anyone would notice. How to prepare for this one is your silent fingers exercise. It's exactly the same. I will say, if you're going for the snatch or the skip techniques, it's important to practice them always in the same place so that you can do it flawlessly. Don't leave anything to chance. This is Vivaldi. What's option 3? I'm glad you asked. Option 3 is play it all in one breath. You need to prepare well for a big breath and don't actually blow that much. You can use your tongue to help you push out the air. I'm going to try and do it for you now. Lastly, it's very easy to get sidetracked with all of these fast solos, but don't forget about the tuttis. They are beautiful, they have tricky things in them, and they deserve attention too. I'm going to leave you with 2 nuggets of wisdom. Have patience and have fun. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here. Here's the Team Recorder web shop where you can order sheet music from my album. Up here is a very useful video, how to practice a difficult passage with new information. But you should also check out my interviews with Lucie, Horsch and Erik Bosgraaf, who have recorded Vivaldi. Links in the description. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye!